Hi, I'm Dawn Priolatti of KickTheBadBoyHabit.com, and this is the second video. The first video that we did on the fear of running into your ex with his new girlfriend, basically. And this is going to be the second round. This is going to be a more positive round. And so the first thing I want you to do, because I had you measure before to get a measurement of what's the feeling when you play that little movie trailer of him and her together, or you imagine running into them together. What's the feeling and what's the intensity of that feeling? So if you measured it before from 0 to 10, I want you to measure again and feel what that feels like after having done that first round. And if you didn't do the first round, you probably want to go back to the first video and do that. And now the second thing I want you to measure is, again, the body sensations, what it feels like in your body, whether it's a tightness in your chest, whether it's a desire to run out of the room, whatever it is, and where you feel it in your body. Where is that on a scale from 0 to 10? As far as the intensity is concerned. So now, hopefully by now, if you were at a 10 before, hopefully you're down to maybe a 5 or a 6. Or if you feel that it went up, that's okay, because it probably just means you've got a lot more aspects that are coming up, and that's okay. What you might want to do though is go back to the first video and do that one again and see if you can't get the intensity down a little bit before you do this positive round. Okay, so again, we're going to do the positive round, and part of what I want to address here is the judgment that you have about yourself because you haven't been able to let this go. And I want to say, you know, if it takes whatever amount of time it takes, I want you to be able to just forgive yourself for that, you know, and kind of let go of telling yourself that, you know, you should be over this by now, because, you know, that's part of the problem right there, is that you keep pushing yourself to get over it. And that's kind of causing a lot of resistance going on. So we're going to address some of that, whatever's remaining, and see how you feel after that. Okay, so let's start on the karate chop point. Even though I still feel some of this intensity, I still can't stand the thought of seeing them together. I do choose to recognize that I'm actually letting him and her control my life with this. And I really hate that. And I am just so willing to let go of this. Let go of my need to protect myself from seeing them. Because it's inhibiting me, and ultimately this is actually keeping me from allowing myself to have somebody new in my life, which is probably exactly what I'm afraid of. Even though I still have some of this intensity about seeing the two of them together, and right now I'm pretty much letting it run my life, I choose to acknowledge that however long it takes, I'm going to choose to love and accept myself anyway. Even though I still have some intensity when I think about seeing the two of them together. And there's still a part of me that doesn't want to let go of this. Because he never said he was sorry. He never acknowledged what he did to me. And I realize he may not ever acknowledge anything. He may not ever say he's sorry. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's never going to happen. So I have to choose whether I'm going to allow this and that need to have him say that he's sorry, whether I want to allow that to keep me from moving on with my life forever. That's the choice that I have to make. And I love and accept myself, even though there's this part of me that just doesn't want to let it go. Okay, tapping through the points. This remaining, I can't let this go. No, it is not fair what he did to me. It's not fair what he did to me. I am not going to let it go. So instead, I'm just going to give the two of them the pleasure of knowing that they're completely ruining my life. I'm going to let them have the pleasure of knowing that how much it upsets me that they're together. In fact, that's probably one of the reasons they are together, is because they're getting such a charge out of this. All the drama that's being created here. That's probably one reason why they're together still. I choose to love and accept myself, even though there's a part of me that does not want to let this go. And I realize it could take months, maybe years, before I'm able to let this go completely. I hope it doesn't take that long. But what if I could just let it go right now? What if I could? I don't really think that's possible. But what if I could just move on? He did. Why can't I? I am choosing to be open to the possibilities of how my life could be if I were to just let go of this. What if I were to meet a fabulous guy tomorrow? Someone who adores me. Someone who treats me like a queen. Am I going to let this guy keep me from that? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. You've got to be out of your mind. So I'm choosing to let this go. Because I'm choosing to love me. I'm choosing to approve of me and validate me. Maybe he wasn't able to do that. He didn't do it because he couldn't do it. Not because he didn't want to, he just couldn't do it. But I can choose to validate me. I can choose to love me. He couldn't do it. I chose someone that's just like my father. He just wasn't capable of loving me the way that I needed to be loved. But I choose to set myself free so that I can find someone who will. But it starts with loving me. It starts with loving me enough to recognize that I deserved to have way better than this guy to begin with. And unfortunately, I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't strong enough to say no to him. But the next time, I will know better. The next time, I will be stronger. And if I'm not strong, I can just do some tapping about it. That's what I can do. I will do some tapping about it. If I feel like I'm going to be weak, if I'm going to give in and cave in and make the same mistakes, I will do some tapping about it, and I will get that strength. I don't have to white knuckle it. I don't have to walk through fire. I choose to love and accept myself. And I choose to be patient with myself. And I choose to know that forgiveness is a process. It's not something that you do in an instant. So I can forgive myself a little bit today, knowing that I might have other days where this comes up again and it'll feel bad, and it's okay. It's just, it'll come up and I'll tap on it, and then I'll move on to the next step. I'll take another step forward, and I'll forgive myself some more. And every day I can forgive myself a little bit more, and I can learn to trust myself a little bit more. Because as I set good boundaries for myself, and I stand up for who I am, I stand up for what matters to me, and I let people know that if you want to be in my life, male or female, whether it's just a friend or somebody that I'm thinking of having a romantic relationship with, the more I stand up for myself and say, no, that doesn't work for me, I know I can take a step back when I need to. Therefore, I can allow my heart to be open. I can allow myself to express my feelings freely. I can allow myself to be soft and feminine and vulnerable. Yes, it is safe to be vulnerable. I choose to forgive myself, and I choose to move on. I deserve that. I deserve to allow myself to be loved. And I'm going to do that. Okay, take a deep breath, and I hope that this more positive round has helped you to feel so much better about the situation. So, just keep tapping away. Remember, this is a process. And in the meantime, do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Go out, meet new people. And if you need to, do some tapping right before you go out. If you're afraid of running into him or running into him and his girlfriend, do go back and do the first video again, basically, before you go out, okay? And so that because the more you do this, the more it's training your nervous system to calm down. So that even if you see the trigger is the two of them together, so that even if you see the trigger, you won't go into that fight or flight response. You won't run out of the room or start screaming or start crying or whatever you're afraid is going to happen. So just know that it is going to get better, because EFT tapping specifically works on the fight or flight response, works on calming that. And so it is going to get better day after day. It will get better. I promise you that. Just keep tapping. Again, my name is Dawn Priolat of KickTheBadBoyHabit.com, and I'll see you in the next video.